Hi everyone, Spidey here, and today I'm going to be talking about the OPTC award show, um, made by the Good Great Perfect podcast, the guys at the Good Great Perfect. Shout out to them for putting this up. Shout out to Captain Papi, as you can see. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys my votes, and I'm going to talk a little bit about them, and we'll just see how it goes. And I think there's going to be I've seen some questions. I've seen some of the candidates and all of that, not everything. And I think that there's going to be some surprises here. Some people will not expect some of my answers. So let's get straight. So here we have the first question. The first award, let's say, it's to the best Super Evolution. This award goes to the best Super Evolution that released from December 1st, 2020 till December 18th, 2021. This legend Super Evolution has improved them drastically and made them viable for use today. So because of that, if we were talking only about the, let's say, best Super Evolution in general, I think most people would probably go to Yamato because it's just, in general, as a unit, Yamato is better than Onami, Germa, and Sabu. But in here, it specifically says that it's the Super Evolution that improved the unit the most and that made them viable for use. So I think with that, because of that, Yamato is out because the 6-star Yamato was still completely broken. And I think I'd also take out Germa 66, not because sorry, not because Germa 66 is a bad unit at all. Because I really love Germa 66, but they were, before the Super Evolution, they were already a very good and viable unit. The only thing they changed was the block orb changing, if I'm not wrong. So it in terms of improvement, yes, it did a good thing for the unit, but the unit was already used a lot and it was already a very good unit. So I think I would be between Onami and Dexab. And personally, for me, I use Onami a lot more than Sabu because Sabu has just arrived on global. And I think that Onami, the Super Evolution made her so good. She can now be used in lots of teams, and she has utility. She has a lot of things. She now does damage, so she can have smoker support on her. But I think that Sabu, Nami was kinda already useful, but not much. Whilst Sabu was just, you wouldn't use Sabu. It was a bad unit. And now it's a very, very good unit, and is the third unit in the game with the Ignite status. So I think, I'm gonna go for Dex Sabu because he is the one that had the best improvement out of all of these. Next question is worst Super Evolution. Now, this one people are not gonna be expecting. We have Pudding. I think a lot of people will go for Pudding. Although I actually kind of liked Pudding Super Evolution. It didn't do much for her, but it gave her a little bit of utility. And Pudding was already one of my favorite units in the game. I've been wanting to get my hands on her for so long, and when I finally got my hands on her, she's actually a very, very funny unit to use. And with utility now, whilst it's not a major improvement, it kind of gave the unit a little bit more to play with. And in terms of doing nothing to resolve the issues of the legend, which is what they ask in here, I think Vito Sanji is now usable. He went from a terrible unit to usable. Vito Zoro is also usable, but not much, because nowadays you have V3 Mihawk, sorry, which is just a better version of Vito Zoro. So, but V2 Mihawk for me, it's just I don't really like V2 Mihawk. I don't like playing with him. I don't see the fun of using him. And I don't really use him nor like him, so I'm gonna go with V2 Mihawk. Next question, best rare recruit. Alright, we got some interesting ones in here. I think for me, this one is gonna be pretty obvious. Like, Killer and Rockstar are really good. Like, Zoro is also really, really good units. But I think for me, it's gonna have to be like Robin. Like, she's one of the better units in the game, like, in terms of rare recruits. She does so much, and like, I use Robin all the time, and she's just really, really good. And although, like, Rockstar, Killer, and Zoro are good, and they have some damage, for instance, Killer with, like, boosting orb effects, like 2 turns of special charge. It's really good, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Robin here. Then we have best free-to-play unit. Now this one, but I think like Treasure Map Luffy, it's a really, really good unit, like, so it's Treasure Map Shiryu. But I think my choice would be between Kizuna Olin and Kizuna Kuja Pirates, and because like Olin has just arrived on Global, I haven't played around with her that much, but I've used Kuja Pirates in a lot of teams since they came out on Global. On JP, I play a little bit of GP, just, you know, to get a heads up of the units and all of that stuff, but I don't really like play to grind and stuff. So like, I think I'm gonna have to go with Kuja Pirates. They do a lot, and they are a really solid unit, and like, they are one of my favorite free-to-play units of all time. Like, so let's see in the future if I end up liking Olin more than Kuja Pirates, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with Kuja Pirates in here. Then we have the best artwork. Now this one, the characters I voted for I put on the nominees for the best artwork are not in here. I can't remember exactly from the top of my head which ones were. I know there was, what was it? I think I had like 6 plus Yamato, and I had some other units. I can't really remember which ones were. But yeah, none of these ones were the ones that I voted for. I really like Zorojuro's one. Like, it's a really, really good artwork. But like Vitsu Kaido, like Roger is not a bad artwork, but just like the thing that does very good for Roger's artwork, it's its ink effect. It has like one of the better ink effects in the game, and that makes a lot of the artwork. But yeah, I think in here I'm gonna have to go with Zorojuro. Like, I really, really like the art style. I really like that pink neon around his scythe and all of that. So yeah, I think in here I'm not quite sure if I'm going the right way, the way that I really want. Like, Final Taplo is also a really good, really solid unit, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Zorojuro for this. Maybe, we'll see. For now, I'm gonna go with it. And then best ink effects. All right. This one is kind of tricky. As you can see, like, Roger's ink effect makes a lot of the artwork. Like, V1 Kaido is one of my favorite artwork ink effects in the game. Sorry, but like, I think the one that was put more work into it, and the one that, like, it doesn't have much going on for it, but like the fact that it's a very characteristic, like, it's a very unique ink effect. It's the Moria one, because like the bats moving and all of that, it makes it's really unique for the unit. Whilst like, yeah, Roger, you have the sword and all of that, and the haki, but like, you also have that with like Yamato, for instance. It's the exact same thing as Yamato, and like V1 Kaido is also very, very good, but you have like versus Kaido, you have, that are very similar. Final Taplo is also like kind of unique, because like no other character does the room, so it gives a little cool effect. But yeah, I think in here I'm gonna have to go with Mario. It's just gonna be the winner, I think. Most overrated legend. Alright, so this one, I think the options, yeah, V2 Kaido, Reiju, Luffy, Sanji, Final Tap, Luffy. This one is gonna be hella controversial because the two of the units that I've nominated are in here, which are Final Tap Luffy and V2 Kaido. Like I nominated them too because I just I don't really feel like those units are what people gave them praise for. Like V2 Kaido, it's not a bad unit like at all. It's a really good unit, but like sorry, it's not that amazing. Like it does the increase damage taken, it does change orbs, and deals damage. If you take damage, it deals damage, it does all of those shenanigans. But the thing is that like a lot of those things are very easily countered, and like the increased damage taken, it doesn't go through immunity, which just already makes him like not as good for like harder difficulty content. His damage, the amount of damage that he does, it doesn't, like if there is normal attacks only, it's useless. You basically get orb changing, which also doesn't go through block orb if I'm not wrong. So I don't know. I don't really like V2 Kaido. I'm not the biggest fan of him. Like Final Tap Luffy as well. I don't really I think he's like the worst one of the Onigashima trio. And like I don't really use him. I don't really see that use for him. Like you can use a lot of legends, a lot of times that are just gonna do better than Final Tap Luffy. Like Luffy Sanji is just it's one of my favorite subs in the game still. I really like him. It was the first legend that I rainbowed, and yeah, I have a lot of like they have my heart. Basically, it's one of my favorite units. It was one of my favorite units, and now I have a lot of compassion for them. So yeah, and Reijo, I think it's a very interesting unit because it has a very unique and very cool effect, which is the Reijo Poison. And yeah, I'm really pumped to when Reijo comes to global because it's a very fun unit to use. Now, the most underrated legend in the game. Let's see. Like Final Tap Kid, is very good because it's very versatile, and it can be like your attack booster or your orb booster or your color affinity booster. And it does a lot. It can fill a lot of roles in your teams. Like Fire Tank Pirates, I haven't gotten around to really like use them or see a lot of play with them. Moria I do have, and it's a very fun unit to use. It's a very good unit to use. It also does a lot. And like Whitebeard versus Shanks, it's a very good unit. Like it's up there. It's one of the better units to like maximize the damage that you can give. But like I don't think they are they underrated though. I'm not sure, mate. I'm really indecisive between like Mori and Whitebeard versus Shanks, because like I think I'm gonna have to go with Moria because a lot of people don't really like the unit, don't really use it. I don't really know why, apart from the fact that like maybe because it's a Moria and people don't really like Moria as a character. But I'm not actually sure why people hate on Moria so much. Whitebeard versus Shanks though, like it's a very good unit, but my problem with Whitebeard versus Shanks, it's the classes and their types, because it's another broken int and Sai captain. Like we already have so many. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Moria. Now, most improved legend. I think like most improved legend. I don't think Sugar got that huge of an improvement throughout the time. She was like consistently good. She's one of my favorite units. She's really fun to play. But like she's just not like I don't know. She didn't like improve throughout the year. Shira Hoshimancheri is just like still broken, still like probably I argue like the best sub in the game. So I don't think like it gets much improvement from there. So I think it would be between Germa Double Six and Final Tap Kid, because like Germa Double Six, as I said, like his Super Evolution made him like way more usable than they already were. So I think I'm gonna have to go with either Germa or Final Tap Kid, because Final Tap Kid is just consistently good. So I'm really not sure which one to go for. But like yeah, Final Tap Kid, it got like an improvement in the way of like at the beginning a lot of people were not like that hyped for Final Tap Kid. It just they were more hyped for Luffy than Kid. But when they came out and like gameplay started to happening and like harder difficulty content started to appear more and more, like Final Tap Kid got way better than people were giving him credit for at the beginning. So I think I'm gonna have to go with the Final Tap Kid, maybe. Yeah, this one I also not quite sure. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with Final Tap Kid, I guess. This is actually kind of hard. Favorite game mode or content? Something you enjoy playing the most? Garp Challenges, Kizuna, Pirate Alliance, Kizuna, Pirate Rumble, or Treasure Map? I think this one is pretty like easy for me. I think I'm gonna go with Pirate Alliance Kizuna against Super Boss, especially. Like I had the most fun against the Kuja Pirates. Like I haven't had that much fun with a One Piece like treasure map or Kizuna or whatever since I can't even remember. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that, because like Pirate Rumble, I'm not really a fan of Pirate Rumble. I just play for the sake of it, just to get the like 100 wins each month and to get like the prizes. I've only once went to try and get like a higher ranking, you know. It was before the Korean mashup with us, and yeah, treasure map is just you play for it's not that fun as it was once. Garp challenge, yeah, you get to a point like right, Garp challenges are fun, but you are almost like you have so much stuff to do right now, at least these past few months, that you are basically just playing Garp challenges just to get like some gems and yeah, easy gems and go summon. So I'm gonna have to go with Kizuna, because you know it's actually pretty funny, like pretty fun to like build teams for Kizuna and try to maximize damage as much as possible in all of those stuff. So yeah, it's actually fun, especially against super bosses. Then we have best new update feature. We have Pirate Alliance, we have the stamina meat stock, power up system, and candy stacking. Alright. I really like the cotton candy stacking. Like all of these are really good. Like the power up system overall, like it's like one of the best updates we've had. Like, but it's not just like that update; it's that with all of the others, like put together from that update, it makes it like it's such a good update. But like the power up system overall, it's basically just to save you time, whilst cotton candy stacking, it like saves you box, you can farm more and you can have more spaces, you know. And the Pirate Alliance, like it's good for Kizunas, for instance, but apart from that, it doesn't really have that much going on for it right now, at least. And the stamina meats is also one of my favorites, because I used to like just farm stamina meats and try and get as much stamina. So like this one is really good, but I think I'm gonna have to go with cotton candy stacking. Now, most anticipated character or feature. We have the new game modes. We have Luffy versus Kaido, Roger versus Whitebeard, or Treasure Map Revamp Overhaul. I mean, I think I'm really not sure, because like the ones that I voted for were Luffy versus Kaido, Roger versus Whitebeard, that I nominated, sorry, and I can't remember what was the other one. I actually can't remember what was the other unit slash, yeah, all of that's shenanigans. I can't remember, but yeah, in here, like a new type of game would be actually pretty beneficial for the game. But what? I actually don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go with Roger versus Whitebeard. It's like it's once Roger versus Whitebeard comes out, it's gonna be like the moment of the year, you know, like everyone's gonna be pulling for them. It's gonna be like probably broken unit. Alright, I remember the other feature or character that I put it was V2 Crocodile, which it ended up coming out before the voting came out, but not before the nominations came out. So yeah, I guess that's why it's not here. And I'm really pumped that we got a V2 Crocodile. Like Crocodile is one of my favorite characters, and V2 Crocodile is like one of my new favorite units in the game, and I'm really happy for it to come to global. But in here, I think I'm gonna have to go with Roger versus Whitebeard. I think that's the wisest choice. Now, worst legend of the year. V2 Marco, V3 Blackbeard, Kuma, or Halloween Shanks. I haven't gotten around to play with Kuma because, yeah, I didn't get him on JP. And on global, I'm not really hyped for it. Like I was hyped for Kuma Legend before the Kuma Legend came out. It feels outdated already without like, yeah, it's a unit that when it came out, it felt already like 2 years outdated. V2 Marco, like it has its usage, but it's like it's such a forgettable unit. Like it's not a bad unit, so I don't think I'm not gonna put it, but it's just like a forgettable unit because it doesn't do like something that you overly needed most of the times. But it's a cool unit nonetheless. V3 Blackbeard, I'm not the biggest fan of V3 Blackbeard, to be honest. I just don't see like neither the fun of using the unit nor like anything about the unit. But it's a good unit in like Rumble, for instance. It's like such a broken unit in Rumble, and since Rumble, like the classes in Rumble are getting buffed, I think it's gonna be even better with time in Rumble. So yeah, Halloween Shanks is it's Halloween Shanks. Apart from Kizunas, you don't really need nor use Halloween Shanks, and it's another forgettable unit. But like yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with Kuma. It's just Kuma doesn't really do it for me, I think. Then banner of the year. We had the Ace versus Akainu, Onigashima, World Cruise Sugofest, and pre-global 6th anniversary Sugofest. In here it's a little bit tricky because like Ace versus Akainu, I don't remember what was in the banner because like I barely pulled for them. I think I did like 2 or 3 multis and I got literally like the legend and all the rare recruits in like 2 or 3 multis. The Onigashima 3 are really I hated it because like I went really deep. I mean not really deep, I went like 15 multis I think. And I spent a lot and I didn't get a single thing with them. Like I got a Roger, which like yeah, I guess. The World Cruise Sugo Fest, I didn't get a single thing either, and I didn't pull for the pre-global 6th anniversary Sugo Fest. But like I think in terms of like banner itself and the banner that like I was like the best, like the most interested in and all of that, it was invested in. It was the World Cruise Sugar Fest. Like that banner was just, it was kind of crazy. Now the moment of the year. Let's see. Yamato release, Roger Northern release, announcement of global and JP schedule sync, and the 11.2 update. I think like the Yamato release was a really big thing in the game, and it got me really excited because like it was finally like all the Tobiropo units and the Yamato unit, and also a Roger and Odin was also like in the same let's say the same level, because it's just first Roger and first Odin in the game. And that, like, the 11.2 update was like really huge, but I don't think it's like, is it on Roger and Odin's level? I'm not quite sure, because like the announcement of the global and the JP schedule sync, we were already kind of anticipating it, and it's kind of being more of a disappointment in this right now than like an hype. So like I think I'm gonna have to go with Roger Node and release, because that was just badonkers, a badonkers event. Like everyone was hyped for it. I was hyped for it a lot, and yeah, it was a really fun event, to be honest. And the legend of the year, finally. And yeah, all of the units, the 4 units that I nominated, are in here. So which unit am I gonna pick? Ace and Sabu, it's great. It's like it's such a fun unit to use. Ace versus Akaino as well. Like I love Ace versus Akaino. Like whilst Akaino is better than Ace, I end up using Ace quite a lot more, because I love doing the Ace and Roger pair up, as you saw in some awesome content that I posted. And Yamato is just it's such a fun unit and such a broken unit, but in reality you don't necessarily like need Yamato to clear a lot of the content. Whilst Ace versus Kaino, like a lot of content, if you have them, you won't have a single problem with it. And like same for Rogers. Rogers just like he's straight up like yeah, and that's the thing. Like with Roger, it's like a universal boost. Like he boosts everyone. It's a rainbow captain. Um, he can give you a huge attack boost, extend your ore boosts, like resist despair. And I'm really not sure which one to pick. This legend has stood above the rest as the number one legend in the game. I think I'm gonna have to go with Ace vs Akainu. Like, I still believe that Ace vs Akainu, like in general, especially versus Akainu, it's such a broken unit. You can like do a lot of stuff with it, and I think it's one of my favorite legends in the game. Not the ones that I like, not my favorite ones in terms of fun using it and all of stuff, but like in terms of what they can do. So yeah, Ace vs Akainu it is. And that's it, guys. That's my vote. Go and do yours as well, and let's help the guys at the Good Great Perfect and make a lot of votes for this, and make this the most participated event in the game so far.